Hello everybody, this is Conquering History Games, and here is time for another Stellaris Custom Civilization. There is a update as part of the Mega Core release, which I think we're still on early access by the time this goes up, that I haven't shown yet, and that is the new sort of socialist style of government civic that you could use. So let's create the new empire. What we're going to do is, let's get a fungoid in here, and we're going to go with this one. I really like this one because his big old hair, it really reminds me of, like Gramsci and Marx and whatnot. So we're going to go with that fungoid. And the name of this species is, we're going to go with a Chartist theme here, because we're not going full-blown communist with this one. We're just going to kind of go socialist with it. So we're going to call the species Fungus, and I think they'll be like Pokemon, so you could say that is a Fungus, and those are Fungus. Adjective, what are they going to give us? Fergen. How about fear gun? Yeah, violent sounding. Anyway, ship prefix, because we're going with the Charterist theme here. We're just going to go with a CH. Let's pick up the fungoid name, and maybe not the cluster. The Starfleet. And then, boy, the fungoids just have such ugly names, don't they? I think we'll go with Disseminule. Yeah, I think that's the best we're going to get. Okay, trait time. So, Chartists. I've never heard anybody say, even those who hated them, that the Chartists were not charismatic. Members of this species have a special charisma and are generally considered pleasant to be around. This is going to increase their amenity from jobs by 20%. We're also going to make them communal, of course. Members of this species are highly communal and quite used to living in close proximity with one another. Of course, we wouldn't be talking about people on the left, though, or fungus in this case on the left, if they weren't quarrelsome. While not inherently distrustful, members of the species are often socially combative. You know, the getting in fights with the cops, getting arrested, and things like that. That's going to reduce the unity from their jobs by 10%. So we got unity from jobs going down 10%. Pop housing usage minus 10% as well, though. Moving on, let's get to their homeworlds. We're going to name their star O'Connoroid. And the homeworld will be Duncomoid. I'm probably pronouncing these right. Let's go a little bit wetter. Tropical world, humid, rocky world with a thick nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere. Seasons with significant precipitation are interchanged with drier periods. Most land masses are covered in dense vegetation. Perfect, I think, for a fungus. Starting solar system doesn't matter. Let's keep it random. I'm trying to have as few like set solar systems as possible. Let's pick up that fungoid city, and for, of course, the new government type, for the ethics, they are going to be fanatic egalitarians, because then this is going to open up the shared burdens. Shared burdens, this society believes in an equitable distribution of resources, making little to no distinction between the needs of ruler and ruled. All work together for the benefit of the whole. Oh, wait a second. Of course, they're democratic, because that's the only thing you can be when you're fanatic egalitarian. So, moving from left to right, this means they have to have a democratic form of government. They're allowed to have utopian living standards. Their faction influence gain is increased by 50%, and their specialist output is also increased by 10%. Beware always those who would be despots under the false presumption that their desires and agendas are somehow more imperative than those of their fellows. A society that does not see to the needs and rights of all its members is not a society, it is a crime. So democratic means they're going to have elections every 10 years. They have regular elections where all citizens can vote on who should represent them. And we're giving them the shared burden civic, as I mentioned earlier. This is going to allow the shared burden living standard, where all your pops are going to have moderate consumer goods upkeep regardless of the strata that they are in. This also disables the use of most of the other living standards and increases stability by 5. Now, for the other civic, I thought we would go with Idealistic Foundation, which it's kind of funny, the logo for this, because I think it's supposed to be a ballot box, like a ballot or something, and so you're check marking who you're voting for, but there's 3 check marks. So, like, is it that idyllic? Like, you just go into the ballot and you're looking at it and going, I love all these things. Like, check, 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 vote them all in. It's like, but it doesn't work that way. Anyway, you can only pick one. This society was founded on strong idealistic values. Whether the current government remains true to them or not, the people have not forgotten, increasing citizen pop happiness by 5%. All right, next. So I really was having trouble thinking about what was going to pair with the Fanatic Egalitarian. And I ended up deciding to go with... see, I'm still a little bit stuck, but I decided to go with the Xenophiles because I was trying to think, why would they go into space? Well, because they're Xenophiles. They want to bring everybody into their socialist order. So this means, and it doesn't really matter. Honestly, the main thing is that they're fanatic egalitarians. So this increases their opinion of other species. They cannot use the no refuge species policies. They cannot enslave entire species, and they cannot displace aliens. Because that's another reason why I went with the Xenophile. Because I briefly contemplated doing the pacifist, but I ended up deciding against it because I wanted to make it impossible for them to enslave species, because that'd be pretty damn contradictory, I thought, as well as the displacements. So this is going to increase their trade value by 10%, lower their diplomatic influence upkeep by 25%. There exists in all of us a deep-seated fascination for the unknown, an adventurous spirit that rejects the familiar and glories in the unfamiliar, whatever or whomever it may be. So, advisor voice, the worker. Let's see if we can listen to some of it.
Workers of the galaxy, unite. You have nothing to lose but your restraining fields.
Your restraining fields. Good stuff. All right, the Empire name. We are going to go with the Fungus. Or maybe, how about Spore? Instead of Fungus. Because when he shakes, like when this guy shakes, like you see some little funguses drop, right? No, we're gonna stick with it. We're gonna go with the Fungus Cooperative. And for the adjectives, just the Cooperative. All right, next, our flag. I was thinking, I saw something I really liked. We're not gonna go with the hammer and the, or like whatever this is, the weird sickle wrench and the blowtorch, or, you know, no idea what it is. We're instead going to go for this thing with the world with the wreath around it, although I don't like these colors and this scheme for them. We're going to go with something like, yeah, something like that. There we go, the red over the green planet and the stars in the middle. Okay, moving on next. Let's get some fungoid ships in here. The ruler's name, we're going to call him MP. And, what should be his name? We'll also call him Duncombe right now. I could change that later. Let's change the color variant, though. Oh, yeah, I like 3. We're going to go with 3. What do you mean he can't change his clothes? And room 1 is just fine. So, there you have it, the Fungus Cooperative, the communal parity with shared burdens, Idealistic Foundation, Fanatic Egalitarianism. They're Xenophiles. The species is charismatic, communal, and quarrelsome. And how do you think they're going to do in the Battle Royale to come? Let me know in the comments below. And please be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you're always notified whenever another one of these videos gets up, so you can see the rest of the species and civilizations that I make. I will see you in the next one. I'm Conquering History Games, and have yourselves a great day.